Okay, Rabotai, welcome back to everyone. What's going to end up happening is you guys don't see it, but I do have it on my screen. What we're going to be learning today, the halachot that we spoke about in yesterday's class regarding what comes first. So I made a whole chart, but as Igal right now is in Orlando, so it's very hard for him to broadcast it, and I can't really do it. So we're going to have to go off what I'm going to say, and hopefully you guys will get it. All right, so we started the halakha yesterday in regards to if a person had different types of fruits in front of him and the blessings were identical and you had a kind from the 7 species. Are you guys with me so far? Okay, probably not, but all right. Okay, no, it's just if you would have seen it, it would have been better. Fine. All right, we need to realize that it's very critical to know that you wanted to eat both of them. Now, here we go. Whenever we're going to see, the example is going to be an apple and a grape. If I want to eat both of them at that time when I'm eating the fruits, then do we say that this halacha comes into play? Okay, so I wrote over here, it's very critical that, and you wanted to eat both of them, only then do these laws apply. Otherwise, you eat whichever one you want. So if I only want to eat an apple and I don't want to eat grapes, we can forget about this whole halakha. What we're speaking about right now is what happens if I want to eat apples and grapes, where the blessing, each blessing is borei pri ha'etz. What is the halakha going to tell us to do? And what do you have to say the bracha? What's he doing? What's Jigarik doing now? Very good, Jigarik. Okay.
It works? It works?
Yeah, it works. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, go ahead. We learn or we burn. Go ahead, go down, go down.
Let me go down.
Go down more. One more.
You got it, get here?
Beautiful, right there. Stop right there. Okay, right there. You got it right there. Stop right there.
Okay.
So, Jigarik, as I read, if you want to come along with me, and we'll just go like that, okay? So, as explained, that if you have a grape and an apple in front of you, the halakha is going to state we precede blessing first on the grapes. Why? Since it's one of the 7 species that Eretz Yisrael was blessed with. Now, the order of the 7 species goes like this. It is the land of wheat, which is number 1. Barley, number 2. Grape takes number 3. Figs take number 4. Pomegranate, number 5. And then it says in the land of olives, which is number 6. And dates, which is number 7.
Rabbi, quick question. What if I have a beer?
What's a beer got to do with this right now? Don't touch your beer right now. Don't touch your beer right now. I don't want to get into the shakol. We're going to have to see this halachot one by one, yeah?
Because of mud.
Okay? Rabotai, so what's going to happen is like this. That since I have a grape in front of me and I have an apple in front of me, since the grape is from one of the 7 species, we're going to tell you the halakha is going to state you first have to bless on the grape. And with that blessing, you're going to exempt of the apple. Jigarik, you went too far. Now, Rabotai, there is a very important rule that we have to know. Jigarik, go back up. Right there, that's it, go. There is a rule, yeah, there we go. Rabotai, there is a rule which states, it's called in Hebrew chaviv, something that you like, something that is dear to you. So there is a rule which states, if you have something that you like versus something that you don't like, the rule is something that you like overrules or overrides something that you don't like. You guys are with me?
What if I like both?
Wait, 1 second. After I answer this, after I want to say what I'm about to say, it doesn't make it. No, first, so Ilan, I want to make this clear. Whenever I say something that you like, it doesn't mean what you like now at this moment. What are you always accustomed to liking? What are you always accustomed to eating? What do you like? I don't know if you ever sit down to eat, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? At every time, not just now. That's what means chaviv. Not just, I like, I want to have yeah.
The better word than like is adored. Which one is more favorable to you?
Correct. I try to pick up on the word.
I know, but when you say like, it doesn't mean that you don't like the other one.
No, okay, so it's chaviv, okay, it's dear, okay, adorable, fine. Now, so whenever you're going to have something which is likable versus not likable, the rule states, it's basically chaviv overrules it overrides something that's not likable. However, we have a very big problem. Nevertheless, by our case, since it's the 7 species against likable, the rule states the 7 species overrides the likable. So even though, let's say, I like the apple, I don't like grapes. So what's more chaviv by me? The apple. Nevertheless, since it's from one of the 7 species, I'm going to be obligated to bless on the grape. Now, if this was in general, let's say if this was, if I had an apple and an orange, and I like an apple, I would have first blessed on the apple. Yes, you guys are with me so far?
But because it's part of the 7, you got to give it priority.
7 has the more importance, correct?
Understood.
Okay. Now, then we're going to continue this halakha. Now, it gets a little bit complicated. What happens if the grape that you had in front of you was cut in half? Sometimes, we spoke about it yesterday. Some people freeze the grapes. Yeah, they put it into sugar. Apple candy. They make grape candy. Now, they cut it in half, but the apple that you have in front of you is whole. What is the halacha going to say? What are you going to bless on? You will still bless on the half grape. That's very beautiful. That's a very big problem. And I'll tell you why, Rabotai. Because whenever you have something that's whole and something that's half, whole always overrides it. Nevertheless, in our case, you will still bless on the half grape. Why? The rule states that whenever you have a fruit from the 7 species and it's in a half, and you have other fruits that are whole, the 7 species cut in half overrides the other fruits, even though it's whole. So therefore, if I have an apple in front of me which is complete, and I have, let's say, a grape which is in half, or I cut a date in half, nevertheless, the 7 species even override over something which is complete. Yes, you guys are with me? I think, Elon, you're the only one with me, but all right, let's continue. Okay. Now, Rabotai, let's move to another example. If you guys recall, we started speaking about the 7 species, and one of the 7 species was a pomegranate. So let's go backwards. What happens if you had a whole grape in front of you and they have a pomegranate in front of you? What do you stay on first? What blessing do you stay on first? The rule states, Rabotai, since both of them are from the 7 species, Shalem overrides Enu Shalem. Something which is complete overrides something which is not complete. So then, Rabotai,
even if the incomplete is part of the 7 species,
they're
like
both,
half a grape.
Elon, but in this case, they're both part of the 7. I have grapes and I have pomegranates. I have whole grapes and I have half pomegranates. What is the blessing you're going to say on first? You're going to say it on the grape. Why? Because it's whole. In this over here, we're going to tell you the rule states.
Grapes didn't come before pomegranate?
Why, Elon? Because it's whole. It's complete.
No, but in the list, how it's read, what comes first?
So I believe the grape. Let me just double check right now.
So grape would go first regardless.
No, but you right. So grape is number 3, pomegranate is number 5. No, grape is not going to go. No, you're right. But let's go backwards, Elon. What happens if the pomegranates were whole and the grapes were half? You would have to bless on the pomegranates first.
But you got a problem with a pomegranate.
Yeah.
It's a whole and it's not edible. You have to cut it in order to make a blessing. When you cut it, it's already not whole.
Good. At the time when you're saying the blessing, what is it?
It's full. It's big.
So that's
uncut.
That's what you'll cut it and then you'll break it.
It's a bracha levatala. I mean, don't you have to say the bracha and eat?
How's the bracha? How do you do hamotzi lechmina arz then?
And then I eat the bread. You know how hard it is to peel a pomegranate?
Not necessarily. You have to peel. You could take one seed from the pomegranate. That's it.
Bro, it's a science.
I hear. Fine,
you gotta peel it. You gotta carve it. You gotta break it apart. You don't want to get.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but still, we would expect you to eat it whole. Okay, I'm just trying to bring out the concept that whole overrides half when they're the same species from the 7 species. That's what we saw yesterday, Ilan. If you had, let's say, cookies, you had chocolate chip cookie, which is whole, and then you had another cookie, let's say you had barekas, which was split in half. What are you going to bless the blessing on first? Whole overrides the half. You understand? Because
even I want the barekas more than the.
Yeah.
I don't want a cookie.
No,
I don't want a cookie. If I just want a barekas, do I have to eat a cookie?
No, so that's what we started the whole. No, you don't. That's the whole class. That was the beginning of the class. If you don't want to have one of the fruits, you can forget about these halachot. You just say the bracha on whichever one you want. That's it. You can't. You don't have to force yourself.
So when you don't want 2 products, half broken, full doesn't play a role.
No. Once you whatever you want to eat.
Only when you got 2 blessings in front of you, you give the priority one first. And if it comes down to which one is whole or half, whole gets over half.
Correct. Now.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Okay. So let's go back to our case over here. Okay. Now, so I said this. Now we're going to move on to the next case. What happens if you had in front of you a whole apple and a half an orange? Over here, Rabotai, we're going to tell you the rule states whole overrides half. Rabotai, same concept. Since they are both irregular fruits, they're not one of the 7 species. Just like by the 7 species, if I'm eating something from the 7 species, something is whole in half, whole overrides it. The same thing is going to be by an apple and an orange. Yes, you guys are with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the next point is, in the previous 2 cases, if the half is more likable than the whole, meaning when you have, let's say, a grape, let's make it easier. Let's say a date, right? And we said over there that let's say let's make it very simple. If let's say you have a grape which was full, it was whole, and you had a date which was half. We said the whole overrides the half. Or by the apple and the oranges. If the apple was half and the oranges were whole, we said the whole overrides the half. But here we go. In these 2 cases, what's going to be if you like one more than the other? You want to eat both of them, but you like one more than the other. What is going to be the halakha, Rabotai? So we're saying over here in the previous 2 cases, if the half is more likable than the whole, nevertheless, Rabotai, we're still going to tell you the rule stays whole overrides the likable half. Yeah, you guys see that? Ilan, you with me? Yeah, you guys understanding this or is too much? Alright, Rabotai, you guys can rewatch the video. You have these notes over here. But we need to understand that there are rules when it comes to eating fruits. So I just put over here as
do you need me to continue sharing? Forgive me.
No, that's it. We're good. Now, over here when I wrote over here, likable does not mean what you prefer at the present moment. It means what you constantly favor. That's what means chaviv. Okay, so the bottom line right now, all we spoke about today was, if you have fruit of the same nature, meaning the blessing is identical, then you're going to have to apply that the 7 species override a regular fruit, correct? Even though if it's more chaviv, and then we saw what happens if you have a 7 species over regular fruits, one is whole, one is half. But if the 7 species is half, it still overrides the whole. The only time we're going to tell you whole overrides it, if both of the species are from the 7 species. For example, dates and grapes. If over there one is half, one is whole, whole is going to override it. Or by regular fruits. But Rabotai, in all of these halachot right now, we're dealing with the same barachot. Let's say the blessing of Borei Pri Ha'etz. Okay, if you guys have any questions on this, I'll take it. If not, we will begin the Musar class.
Rabbi, it's mind-boggling how much you have to be mindful when you're saying blessings.
Correct. We have to be mindful when we say the blessings, and we have to be mindful who gave us the fruits. You know, the Gemara says in Masechet Shabbat, until they used to make bread, right? They went from plowing to harvesting to sifting, to grinding, to netting, to baking, and there was 10 steps. And today, Baruch Hashem, we have everything ready. And that's sometimes the problem, that we don't appreciate what we have. You have an apple, you want to go to the store, you buy an apple, finish. You want, go to the store, you buy whatever you want. That's it. There's no real exertion involved. That's why, unfortunately, people don't really appreciate what comes their way, you understand? How does the saying go? Easy come, easy go. Just like a person who makes money easy, if the money comes easy, it's going to go easy. But a person that works for his money, if it comes hard, it's going to go hard because he understands what it is. Yeah, you guys are with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go to the beggars.
No, so Eli, I want to speak.
What? 3 out of 3. How many beggars are we?
No, only about the first ones we spoke. But Eli, I want to speak about today what Rabbi Yakubu spoke about on Shabbat when he brought the Belzer Rebbe and Rav Nachman Breslev. I think that is very important to know what we spoke about then. Now, why is that important? Because we're going to try to see today, we're going to try to see how much time. I have 10 minutes. Let's see if I can do it. Let me just give me 1 second. Okay. There we go. Fine.
Oh, you got a class?
No. I just wanted to take away the notes. Fine. Now, Rabotai, we want to start like this. We know in Parshat, in last week's Parsha, we saw that Pinchas ben Zimri, he went into the tent and he killed, what was his name? Cosby? What was his name?
Cosby ben Salu.
Cosby ben Salu, and what was the Midianite girl's name? I forgot her name. Okay, but now, Rabotai, Okay.
It was Balak's daughter.
Was it? Okay, fine. But here we go. I wanna just speak about this, Rabotai. We have to understand. We asked this question.
Zimri, and I think her name was Cosby.
Cosby. Yeah.
Cosby bat Salu and Zimri ben something.
Okay, fine. Okay, you guys get the point. Now, Rabotai, I want to speak about it like this. The question was asked, how did you have, because you have to remember, 24,000 Jews died in that plague. Right? When Bilam wanted to curse the Jewish people, he was not able to curse the Jewish people. So what is the next option? He made the Jewish people sin. First they sinned with the Midianite woman, and then the Midianite woman made them do Avodah Zarah. They made them do idol worshipping. Right? We know 24,000 people, Jewish men, died. But who stopped the whole Mageva? Who stopped the whole plague? Pinchas ben Zimri. Now, I want you guys to listen to this very carefully. A lot of times when a person does the right thing, you have people, they feel bad about it. They feel guilty. Why am I not being like everyone else? If everyone else is doing it, why shouldn't I be doing it? Rabotai, number one, we don't realize sometimes that one person that refrains from doing an Aveira, you are able to stop a Magefa. You are able to stop a plague. It's very big. I'm not telling you right now to start killing people. That I'm not telling you to do. Maybe you have to kill your desires. But the point being over here is we also saw from Mordechai with Esther. When Mordechai did not want to bow down to Haman, and everybody else bowed down to Haman. So they said to Mordechai, you're the reason we're going to be all killed. Not true. He was the reason why everybody was saved. You want to try to be that, I don't want to say loner, but you want to try to be that Eved Hashem that goes against the flow, against the current. You don't understand that in that merit, how much problems you stop. I hear a lot of times, Rabbi, you can't do this, you can't go here, you cannot do that. Why is everybody doing it? I feel like I'm left out. Not true. You don't know just because of you how many problems are held back. Don't look at it, oh, I'm not there. It's better not to be there and protect Am Yisrael than to be there, chas v'shalom, cause calamities. Now, Rabotai, I want to ask you guys a question. We started with this question on Monday. How could it be that Korach's people, that when it came to the wife of On ben Pelet, when they wanted to take him, she came out with her hair uncovered. These same tzaddikim did not want to look at her hair because they were very very holy. But what happened when it came to these girls? They went and they sinned. How's that possible? You guys hear the question? Ilan, you remember this?
Maybe they knew the. Yeah, I remember what he said, but I'm thinking when they came 250 men to on and his wife came and she brushed her hair, maybe they felt it was immodest to talk to her because that was their colleague's wife.
A woman's hair is
over
nakedness.
Here, they went to the Midianites. They went to Midianites where people didn't know them.
Ilan, a woman's hair is nakedness, so they don't want to look at her hair. That's why they left. But over here, somehow they fell. Now, Rabotai, let's go like this. Let's work like this. The pasuk says that Pinchas returned Hashem's anger. What does it mean that at that time when Pinchas killed Zimri and Cosby, what does it mean that he returned Hashem's anger? What, and up to now Hashem was not angry? So the real truth is, yes, Hashem was not angry. Why wasn't Hashem angry? Because since Bilam wanted to curse the Jewish people, the Gemara Maseh Berachot says that there is a time when Hashem gets angry in the day. And how do you know when that time is? When the rooster's crest becomes completely white. It has no streaks of red. That is the time when Hashem gets angry. Bilam knew the time and he was going to curse the Jewish people. So what did Hashem do? Hashem removed anger from the world. He said, I'm not going to get angered this whole time in order for the Jewish people not to get destroyed. You guys are with me? Now, Rabotai, listen to this very carefully. Since the anger was removed, that's why Pinchas had to bring it back. But how does this connect to the 250 great rabbis that were amongst the people that fell with the Midianite woman? Here we go, Rabotai. We know that there's such a thing as din in the world. Judgment. Judgment more means like gevurah, strength. A lot of times a person thinks judgment is very bad. Is it bad? Joey, let me ask you a question. Is judgment bad? If today you have people, they're going to start killing, and you're not going to be punishing them, is that a smart thing? Or there has to be a justice system?
There has to be a justice system. That's what we have one right now.
So judgment is good.
Of course.
Now, there is gevurah, there is strength that Hashem sends out every single day with His din, with His judgment. Why do we need that strength? Because that strength allows us to be able to say no to the negative commandments. A lot of times when a person wants to sin, if a person falls into sin, you should know you did not get that light from Hashem to be able to say no. You guys are with me? So watch this. Watch this very carefully. When these great rabbis came to the wife of On ben Pelet, there was still anger in the world. So the people had the strength to be able to say no to women. We're not going to look at her, even her hair. But when Bilam tried to curse the Jewish people, Hashem had to remove the anger. What ended up happening? There was no more strength in the world to be able to say no to the woman. That's why when the Midianite woman came to them and they told them, come to us, they fell into the trap. Why? because they didn't have that strength to be able to say no. And that's why they fell. So when Pinchas went ahead and he killed Zimri, he returned Hashem's anger back, meaning he gave the Gevurah the strength to man to be able to say no. You guys are with me or not? Now, listen to this very carefully. So Rabbi Yakubov says something very fascinating, and I think this is something people have to speak to their children about, speak to their wives about, speak to your, friends and people that you hang around with. Why? We spoke about in previous times that words by Yiddishkeit, by Judaism, words make a reality. Right? By Goyim, it's okay, yeah. Right? Sticks and stones may make my I don't even know how the saying goes. Stick and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. By our religion, just the opposite. Words can hurt us. Now, if you guys ever look at a star of the Magen David star, if you guys ever paid attention, it's a triangle. How does it start? It goes from the bottom and then it goes up. But then what happens? Again, it goes straight and then comes back down. You know what's happening over there? What did Pinchas do? Pinchas returned Hashem's anger like this from you have to first start over here. First you start here, you send it up, then Hashem sends it back down to you to give you the strength. Rabotai, I think he quoted Rabbi Nachman Breslov. He says we don't understand that if you want to awaken anything, it has to start from this world. So whenever a person speaks negative, you awaken something negative, it goes up, and that negativity comes back down to you. But if you awaken something positive, it goes up to Hashem, to the soul, and then again, Hashem has to send it back to you. So he gave an example. He said, he quoted Rav Nachman Breslov. He said, when you see a Jew, correct? When you see a Jew or your own children, if you look down on that Jew, or if you look down on your children, they're not going to become nobody, chas v'shalom. They're lazy kids. You're sending a signal like Wi-Fi to Hashem that the kids are lazy, or that Jew is a bum, chas v'shalom. Hashem sends that message back down to the child to be lazy and to that person to be a bum. Therefore, says Rav Nachman Mibras, if you want to bring Jews back, look at the good quality that they have. At one good quality. Something that they're doing right in their life. Why? Once you see something positive, it's going to go up, and then again, it's going to come back down. It's going to give them the strength to be able to come closer to Hashem. So, Rabotai, we have to understand this is very important for children to know. It is very important for women to know. I'm just telling you from what I see, what goes on. A lot of women, unfortunately, they complain. They complain a lot. This is not enough. We didn't go over here. The car you bought me is not enough. You bought a $40,000 watch, is not enough. Nothing is enough, Rabotai. Nothing is enough. It's sickening. I want to tell you today, Elon Sword, we were in the shul. There was a guy, he came to us. I have to make a video of this because it's not normal. There was a father, I think with 9 children or 10 children. You look into the kitchen is broken down. The oven is all brown. The house is not painted. Their living room, their dining room is their bedroom for the kids. Rabotai, it is scary how certain people are able to manage with what they have. And here we are, Rabotai, in mansions or whatever, in luxurious apartments or houses, and somehow we find the time to complain. Rabotai, do you understand that when you complain, you're sending a very wrong Wi-Fi message? That is going to cut, you know how you have the internet bad Wi-Fi? That is going to cut the shefa to your life. If you want more shefa, you have to start saying positive things. You have to start saying good things. Anyway, Rabotai, if you guys have any questions, I'll take it. If not, I got to run. Jigari, I know Jigari's right now in Orlando. He's chilling right now. I hope he's going to... I don't know if you guys, Jigari, I know about tomorrow. Tomorrow's a fast. I don't know if Rabbi Aaron is on or not.
I'll find out.
Let
I'll
me
find
know.
out.
If not, let me know. I'll run it by. But
Okay.
let me know like around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, so I can prepare.
I'll shoot him a message now.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys.
Bye.
Enjoy, you guys.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Bye, guys. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye.